On this, I am hopefully going to be finishing this pedalboard build. Let's see, where we left off. Everything that was plugged in was working. Still needs to be cleaned up. Need to add power for a couple pieces, and I think I am going to add this mixer, even though this thing adds like a substantial amount of weight. I just don't want to take the chance. And I'm kind of sketched out about this, like putting resistors in line with the some of the jacks. It worked, and I tested it, but just it sounds like a case study in unreliability, so I don't really want to mess with that. So I'm going to throw my helix up on this pillow, and then we're going to figure out exactly how I want to wire that mixer, and then I'm going to put all the power in, figure out that stuff. And I have to add my X5 in-ear monitor sends to this thing. I'm giving up a lot of reliability not using that Shure wireless, but I think we'll be okay. And I have to do something to make these pedals further apart, because this is it's actually kind of hard to press them. I'm gonna see what I can do about that. But for now, I'm gonna figure out where I should put this mixer. So one thing's gonna come from the right panel, and the other thing is gonna come from the headphone jack send. So, I mean, ideally I'd fit it in here. I don't know if it'll actually fit. There's space, but I actually have to clean this up, because this is where the keyboard is and stuff, and it's the synth pedal. It's really hard to mess with. That's going to be too low, I think. I may not be able to fit this mixer in here, actually. It seemed like it was going to fit earlier. Maybe I can put it on this side. This side I have so much stuff already going on, and then I have to take some USB power and put it over here. I might need... I actually wish this was going the other way, because the things that's got a power are way over here. I do have a hub. I guess I could use... I don't know if the hub will actually power the stuff, though. It's just for charging. One's going to the Shure wireless, guitar wireless, and the other two will be going to the X5 U45s. So let me see if I unplug these guys right here. These are my phantom power blockers, which again seems ridiculous that you'd have to put on a $1,500 piece of gear, but there we are. All right, so if I put the mixer here, and I use all right angle jacks, I might be able to... Oh no, that's gonna hit. Huh. Maybe I can't use the mixer. Yeah, I don't think the mixer will fit. Maybe it might just fit. And again, man, I'm going to be looking for those right angle jacks, cables that I can't find. Oh, okay. Let me check something. And I swear I remember putting them somewhere. I thought it was in the car, but then maybe I brought it in here. And I don't think it would end up in a guitar case, but I can't imagine why I'd put them anywhere hard to get to. It could be under this giant mess over here and I wouldn't even know it. Let's see what I got. I'm going to need at least 3 low profile jacks. So here's one. So I think one of them can be 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch. That'll be the headphones. So the real question here is, let me take these off again, sorry. Can I fit these right angle 1/4 inch jacks? Ooh, that is not a good feeling connection. Why is that popping out? Hold on. Oh, that's scary. Let me try this pancake jack then. That's good. So what's up with that? Wow. I don't know why that pops out like that. That seems disturbing. All right, so anyway, here's what the right angle jacks in. They'll fit. Okay, they'll barely fit. And then holding this thing down, hey, it'd be way better over here, but I was hoping to put, I've actually got dual lock on here. And what I could do is put the dual lock in the middle so it hooks to the helix rather than the rails. That'll give it a little bit more height, or it'll drop it a little bit. Let me see about that. Take off some of this dual lock. Hopefully that'll reach. I'll drop it a little bit. And then I better tack the, I might use some hot glue to tack these faders in place so they don't get bumped around. I think I can do 10 and 10. I'm not sure. Really not sure how this thing actually works. Let me see if that drops it down a little bit more. That's pretty good. This one we go to the headphones. Sorry, this one would come from the headphones. This one would have to go out to, actually up right here. That'll be this will be plugged into the in-ear output. It doesn't reach for holding it down. I might hold it down a different way, or I might try and stack up some dual lock to make that work. So this would be pancake to XLR male. I think I have more pancake connectors. Let me take a look. These kind of connectors would be handy. I just don't trust them. They always seem to mess up, but man, they're so tiny. That's actually really cool. Just looking for pancake connectors right now. Thought I had extras in here. I don't see any. This one, no. This is it's the cable they came with though. Check my other connector box. So I'm gonna need at least one female. Yeah, here's a female XLR. Hopefully that'll work. Pancake jacks. Got lots of right angle 1/4 inches, but I really need the flat ones. And there are none. I really need to find those new cables I bought. Let's see if this will reach. So this could be the input from the mixer. And that is just tiniest bit too short, I think. I need one going to male XLR. Coming from a female XLR, I need one 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch. This could be the 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch. All right, so I need a slightly longer one for, oh, but this could be 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch too. All right, I have got to find those bag of cables. Here, one more time. Sorry. Yeah, like I say, I have no space, so everything gets piled on top of everything else. I'm gonna tack down the mixer with the hot glue gun real quick. If it's under there, it could move pretty easy. I don't want to gum anything up. Just tack it in place. I'm gonna unplug the hot glue gun for now. I'm looking everywhere for these cables right now. Still kind of think they're in my car. Reason I throw it in that box. I'm really just trying to remember where exactly I had them. I thought I had more jacks like that though, are they? have some more pancakes in here, though. These are my spares. Oh, yeah, there's actually. Okay, I have a couple spares in here. I hate taking the spares apart because I could use them. But I guess for now, what I need to do is turn this one into a right angle. What we got here? I might have some female. Okay, so this one's going to become the send to the headphones. This I can cut up if I need, and that'll be. Is that one long enough? No. I need a longer cable for the input from the outside mixer. Okay, these are tacked down good. That's good. That ain't going anywhere. I would still love to know where my cables are, but I think I got enough right here now. Really looking for if I have a XLR female, the 1/4 inch. Or a good donor cable. Oh, right here. No. This would actually do it. The XL 1/8 inch to 2 male XLRs. Oh, perfect. Right here. No, that's DMX. Thank you. Some questionable looking cable right here. This might do. Oh, here is XLR female to 1/4 inch, too short. Hey. All right, I don't want to burn a balance cable for this, so do it this way. So I'm gonna use this cable. Get some good amount of slack. Got to really clean up this area right here. That's where the synth pedal's going. Okay. This can come from the headphones. This one is going to be that, and I'm going to put a pancake on one of the other ones. All right. So that's the plan. I'm going to solder up some cables right now. I'm going to see if I can rewire the expression pedals to so I can put them a little bit closer together. All right, I don't know what all that was. That's a scary sound. Okay, here's my female XLR. Donor cable. It's going to be where did I put my visor? Oh my God. Oh, wait, my other choice is bring that across. The headphones. No, that's okay. All right, I'll deal with that. Sorry, getting distracted by the possibilities. tie 3 and 1 together. So I could use a guitar string for that, or I can try and have this reach. I mean, it doesn't always work. Let me see. I can still use a lot of help with Gig Performer, and I still have some Mac questions. Connect those two. Maybe I can just bend them a little bit. I'm going to jinx myself, put it together, and hope it works. And then I'm going to test, put a multimeter on it to check it. This cable's not going to be underneath that much strain, so once it's in there, it should be good and not messed with. And while I'm obsessing, I'm gonna order another set of those cables that I lost. Dummy. Oh yeah, those were a foot too. That would have been perfect. Oh, so dumb. Man, I hate to keep spending money, but not having cables like that is kind of scary. There's a cheaper one. Might be junk though. Oh yeah, that's awful. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I should buy it. All right. Stop worrying. Let's test this. Check for shorts. Shorts. 1 and 3 should beep. 2 shouldn't. Now 2 should. That's good. That's that guy. The other one is going to be this one. Seem long? No, that's right. Okay. I should probably just strip this myself. Don't take any chances. Ooh, I have some soft jacket. That's a little scary. Very soft. Get that back a little bit. Ooh, this guy was about to fail. Nice. Well, good thing I'm not using it for that. Let me see if they did something funny with this wiring. I just want to make sure that pin 2 is red. Yep. I cut it too long. Charge my phone. Okay, this I should actually be able to check with cable checker. Let's see. All right. So I hear that stadiums are shipping. I'd be very interested to hear what happens when you guys get your stadiums. All right, so I've got this cable. I've got this cable. Then I've got these two cables. That should be what I need for wiring up that mixer. Hope that we're done with the soldering iron, but I'm not going to turn it off. It's going to stay on. I really wish some electronic expert would have weighed in on whether I even need this mixer or not. But figure out how I'm going to do this because this is all gross. Really making trouble. Could probably run the audio on a different area so it doesn't go through everything, but it'd be nice if I could go directly here. Oh, wait, this is the output. Okay, so this one is. Hopefully that pancake works. I might have to use a different kind of right angle jack. Okay, this one's the output. This is. I'll get this figured in a second. Let's see if I can figure out how. Make this mixer stay put. I could hot glue it in place. That's the kind of last resort. It is going to be really close to these guys. Put it over further. Let's see. I mean, honestly, these things will hold it in place because it actually can't move. But I'd rather not do it that way. So here's could run it under here, yeah. I don't like running stuff next to like USB power and whatever, but not too much going on here, so maybe we're okay. I do have to clean up this area for the keyboards and expression pedals and stuff. I got to fit two here. That might be tricky. Figure out how to roll that up. Now I need if this one's good, which it should be, but I've had some trouble with some of these cables, and I'm not sure exactly what the issue was. Some of these flat ones. That seems good. So one of these has to come from the helixes. Headphone out. Right there. Okay, so that's good. Just got to figure out a way to make it stay down there. Seems like the dual lock is just too far away. I could hot glue it or try and still do the dual lock. I don't think I can dual lock up here. I think it'll be too... I think it'll stick up too far. Maybe. Let me try it. Let me see. Maybe it'll be fine. This just isn't going to reach. Yeah, it's not going to reach. All right. Just hoping it doesn't make it stick up too far. Are we going almost an hour already? How should I do this? Maybe I should do this the other way. I don't know if it's long enough. I don't know that I like it so close to the power supply, but I don't know if I have much choice. This is actually much simpler than the pedal board was before, that's for sure, but still a little bit nerve-wracking. A lot of it is just because of the amount of extra cable I'm running. You know, I could cut this stuff all off and it'd be a lot better. But let's see what we can do. What I'm hoping is I'll still be able to plug the phantom power blockers in once this is in. And that is really close to the power. Hopefully it doesn't make a bunch of noise because of that. Really don't know how to loop stuff up. That's the tricky part to making things clean. I'm not skilled at that. Okay, let's see if this will fit. She's really pushing on it. Yeah, it works. All right. Try and tie up some of these cables. Maybe I can take up the slack here because I have to take some slack up anyway. I always wonder, like when I'm coiling this stuff, how likely am I to making an inductor accidentally? Really worry about that one coming off. I might hot glue that guy. Okay, so I see these guys doing this looping trick. And it's over under. what I don't want this stuff to do is get snagged on the ground, you know? So that's kind of a snagger, but I think it's going to be okay. I could wrap one down here, but I think that's going to be okay. Oh yeah, even without the rubber feet, that's okay. Okay, before I do anything else, my next project is going to be seeing if I can't find a different way to wire the expression pedals. Oof. Yeah, now this is starting to get heavy. Okay, so these jacks, just make it a little bit bigger than it probably needs to be. I'm gonna take a look inside here and see if there's any way I can just wire straight to this. I could make new cables and just wire straight in. This is something that's going to actually ruin reliability, so I'm not thrilled about this, but I might have to. These hot tone products, they're built pretty solid. I really like them. Okay. So I could take a cable and wire it straight in, but I want to see if there's a different thing I can do here. Oh yeah, see, so I modified these things. I could just wire straight to these if I knew which ones were the right ones. That would save me a little bit of space. And that's asking to mess up the reliability, though. I might just have to live with it. Could kind of turn the sucker sideways. Run a cable in. So I could run a cable through this hole right here, and then go right into these wires. Could wire a jack to whichever ones actually matter. Run a cable in that way. That would save me a little bit of space. It's that much space, right? Doesn't sound like much, but it actually is kind of a lot in this build. I think this is not really worth it. I'm gonna It's a small thing, but it is an issue. I think it can't be helped. I wish if the jacks came in from the top, that would make this easier. I really could wire straight to this though. If I'm just I don't know that I want to take that chance right this second. I'm trying to wire this thing up so that if I need to change any cables out, I can just use a regular cable. If I solder to the inside of this thing and anything goes wrong, I'm gonna have major troubles at a gig. I'm trying to increase reliability here, you know. Oh, I did this wrong. Eventually, I got to get back to mixing songs too, you know. That's another thing. And I have to start on that Mac computer-based pedal board. I really got to learn Gig Performer. I really need your guys' help for that one. Oh, this is because it's sitting on the bike tube. That's my return spring, is just a bicycle tube. It works. So the real question is, the Ernie Ball flat pack cables or the pancake cables, which sticks out further? Oh man, they are so much the same. All right, so there's nothing to be gained there. So now I got to do with some wire routing. That's all that's really. Oh yeah, I still got to put the power for the different headphone sends in. Figure out how I'm gonna mount that as well. Okay, so here's what I got to deal with. Find a nice way to route this guy. You know, kind of everything's all mashed together right here. Okay, we got two power cables. We have the audio. I'm gonna move that. So we have the power. We have, wow, that is wiggly and scarily loose. You that audio. You can run the audio wires to the left, power wires to the right. Hopefully. If I can fit this underneath there, that'd be nice because that'll get it out of the way. Same with this one. Zip tie those guys together. Push this whole thing through. That's good. Just have to clean that all up underneath. Maybe tie one of these little square dealies down right here. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that over and tidy that up. Get this. See, this is, man, this is so wobbly, by the way. It should be pretty solid. Like I could move this helix over the tiniest bit, but I don't think there's much to gain there. Should feel more solid than that. I don't know why it's doing that. So here's the problem: is this, and they slam right into each other. If I offset it, I can change it by a little bit, but man, they are close together for use. It kind of sucks. I would way rather have it. Like even that's better. But man, that is hanging out pretty far on the bag. We'll see if that actually works. That feels like it's asking for it. Let's see. All right, all of you guys are okay. So I have to bring. I'm planning on putting this guy over here, and that's where I'd have it. It's as far as I can get it from the actually, it could go here. Probably safer up here. But I was already hitting the top of the helix on the bag, and I could try and put it way down here, but that's kind of asking for it. Try it over here. So here's the problem, like, and this is why I was thinking, you know, maybe I'm gonna have another output, so I can just plug this on the side when I'm, whichever one I'm gonna use, I'll plug it in there. The part of it is I want to be able to charge these at all times, and so I want to be able to stick them someplace to charge. Like we already saw, the bag was having trouble closing when the thing was there, so I could put them like this, but that's definitely not going to fit in the bag. I want to be able to charge them at all times, and then also this guy's holder. So I need this to be able to charge as well, and I can just sit it on top of this thing when I'm done. But it'd be nice if it was Velcroed up someplace to charge, but it doesn't have to be. But this thing, I would really love it if it had a place where it could sit at all times. And I'm really thinking maybe I'll just put it on the output jack there. That's where it'll be when it's in use. But yeah, I don't know. So I need one USB-C charging port to come to this guy. And these guys are all going to have to charge, and I'd like them to stay plugged in while I'm playing. I guess. So this is this is going to be the cable that feeds it. So I could leave it hanging over here. I could make it so that when it's time to go, I plug it into the side, whichever one I want to use. And I have to make sure that the power cable still reaches it. Oh boy. Yeah, if this thing went to that output jack, then I can plug this in wherever. I don't know that this thing plugged in here is going to give me good reception. I don't know that it plugged into the top is going to give me good reception either. I guess we'll give it a try. So that's how I'm going to do this. But I do need to be able to have these charging at all times. So I'm going to put this back in and plug it into the output there, and then I'm just going to plug this in when I need it. And then if I need it to put it someplace, I'll put a XLR cable on it, and I can bring it up or whatever. I mean, I could almost do it here. You give it Velcroed here or zip tied here, but where's the charging port? That charging port's on the outside. I could kind of do that, but I think I'm just going to leave them loose when they're charging, just like this guy. This guy always just sits up here while it's charging, so it's okay. So for that means I'm going to plug this in here. All right, so this is the cable. This is going to be for charging the U45. And so I have a couple choices. I can bring it out the back here. I can bring it through where the synth pedal is. So I need this one. I need the one for the U4. And I need the one for the I'm looking for the one that's for the U4, which is not USB-C. This is gonna be long enough. I got to run these through. I just had them. It's a pair. It's a splitter. It goes to two USB micros or minis or something. Thought it was on the other pedal board, but I might have taken them off. USB-C. Would have been up here. Oh, yeah, here it is, right here. So I'm not really sure if I want to run them up through here or how this is going to go. Let me see. The problem is the thing's on the wrong side. Oh, no, that's the right side. Yeah, perfect. Okay. That's how I'm going to do it. So I don't know that I'll be able to keep the transmitter or the transmitter powered. But that might be okay. So if I decide that I want to put it out the top, I can just easily flip this thing over and undo it. So let's just try that for now. Hopefully it doesn't get snagged. Not super confident about this one, actually. Yeah, that's close. Probably clean these up better later. Okay, let's see if I can't clean up some of these cables. Actually, no, this is too bad. What I want to do is put a bunch of these power cables out through here, if I can. zip tie. Okay, is that it? I'd like this to be a little bit more secure. I can do that pretty easily. I think that's pretty good and clear of the ground. Kind of wish there was like a shield you put down here, but I think that's good. Let's see. Oh, all right, it's definitely heavier than it was, but it's not super bad. So these are all the charging cables. That's kind of ugly. I can. They all have dual lock on them, so I can actually pat them down if I want. But the idea is while I'm is this the U45 or is this the old one? Yeah, see, I got dual lock on all of these. Dual lock on these. On the other pedal board, it was so big that I could leave these things stuck all over the place in charging. But this is kind of nasty. This group of charging cables right here. But they do serve a purpose. So I just leave everything kind of hanging over here, charging while it's being transported, and then once the show's going, maybe I can drop them on the side or something. Yeah, that's the ugly part. I don't really have a nice way to wrap this up. I don't want them getting in the way of the pedals. That's kind of a bummer. I'd love it if I could leave this charging while it's playing, but in order to do that, I can't. It won't reach over here. So really, when I pull it out of the case, so that's the U45. That's U4 actually. This is U45. That's the wireless transmitter one. Let me plug these in, make sure everything's charging okay. Boy, do I have a lot of cleaning up to do after this. There's my power con cable. I really like that. That's true. Okay. Now this should be charging. Oh, it's red, so Oh, you know what? I think I plugged one of the U45 cables. Let's see. There should be two without. Yeah, that's these. Okay. So here's the U45. Yeah, see, this is kind of a bummer because before I could leave these things dual locked on here. So that's going to charge the U45 or the U4, and this is for the wireless transmitter. Yep. Okay, so everybody's charging, looking good. I can't charge this while it's plugged in, but I guess that doesn't matter because the receiver's got to be charged as well. But how come this guy's red and this guy's not? Like they should be about the same battery level. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I would really love it if I could leave this transmitter plugged in. And I guess I could with just an XLR cable and just plug it into wherever I want it to go. It'll actually reach here. All right, well, it looks like it's done charging. Yeah, this is kind of a bummer with these cables. Maybe I'll figure out something. Maybe I won't. This guy's got a charge. I think that's good for this. I'm gonna I got a lot of cleanup to do, and I'm gonna start on that in a second. I'm gonna do some testing on my pedal board and stuff, and then the next pedal board thing we're gonna be doing is the computer-based one, the Gig Performer with the little Mac Mini and stuff. So that's gonna be interesting.